Have you ever scrolled through social media and seen posts like, I quit my 35K job to start a clothing business and now I make $10 million a year? And just wondered to yourself, how on earth did they do that? Well, lucky for you, today I'm breaking down the steps on how to start your own clothing brand and everything from discovering your target audience to launching and selling online. So, without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the video. So let's be real, clothing is a fun but super saturated and competitive industry. Therefore, thinking that you can create clothes for, well, everyone is a recipe for instant failure. And I'm not just trying to scare you off here, because you really do have to know your niche and whom to target. However, picking a broad niche like streetwear or boho style is still not enough, guys. Just look at how diverse streetwear clothes can be and actually are. So I suggest really going into small details by narrowing down your ideal customer. Who are they? What are their demographics like age and gender? What are their hobbies, style icons, and lifestyle? Also, think about income and spending habits. Think how much they're actually willing to spend on clothing items. These are all the questions you absolutely must answer because demographics will influence your clothing size and shape. Lifestyle and hobbies will dictate the designs and marketing, while income will help you actually set the pricing. So coming back to the same streetwear style clothing, you could narrow down and target. For example, the skating community. Let's say these are 16 to 25-year-old people of any gender who love skating in the city, so they need something stylish yet comfy and baggy so that the accessories or unnecessary elements won't be in the way. Now, these people are not chasing high-end names, yet they want decent quality materials. That's why they are willing to spend around $30 to $90 per item. To answer these questions correctly, get to know these people as much as you can. Follow famous skaters on social media and dive deep into their content and community. You can also find trending niches using tools like Google Keyword Planner or Google Trends, or you can just pick the niche that you like the most. And picking the niche that you know a lot about is always ideal, since you are basically your own target audience and can better understand the niche. Well, now that you have your niche, you probably want to jump into designing your clothes straight away, right? Wrong. This is a huge mistake many beginners make because no matter how cool the products are, without solid branding, it will be difficult to build recognition and form an emotional connection with your customers. So to create a standout brand, you should focus on these 5 essential elements. Now, first, think about your brand's mission and values. What does your brand stand for? Whether it's self-expression, sustainability, or something else entirely, just make it very clear. And millennials and Gen Z especially love brands that align with their values, so it's really worth thinking through. This can also give you some ideas for your brand name. A good brand name should be catchy, memorable, and relevant to your business, of course. So to get inspired, you can try name generating tools like Hosting or Name Generator, or something just as simple as ChatGPT. Just avoid super complicated or long titles, as they should be easy for customers to remember. The next component of your branding is a logo. It can be as simple as your brand's name in a nice font, like let's take Johnson & Johnson for example. I mean, it's just a title, yet we all recognize it somehow. Or it could be a visual symbol that complements your brand's identity, like Target's logo, which is an actual Target, and it aligns with the store's identity very, very well, saying that the customers can find everything they need right here. And you can use Adobe Express, Turbo Logo, or create one from scratch with Photoshop. Then move on to creating a visual identity. Develop a cohesive visual style, including colors, fonts, imagery, and an overall design. I personally strongly recommend creating a mood board to define your vision and set the vibe for your brand's aesthetic. And finally, you should also determine your messaging, so meaning the language, tone, and style your brand will use to communicate with its audience. Keep it super consistent across everything from social media posts to customer emails, because I mean, that really helps build trust and recognition. Okay, guys, now let's turn to the creative side of things, and by that I mean designing. Now you can do this in two ways. Either hire a professional designer to create designs for you, or you can do it yourself, of course. But no matter which way you choose, first take some time to research what's trending in your niche. For example, I've noticed that manga style or Japanese culture inspired designs are huge right now in the skater streetwear community. Now you can spot trends by checking out popular brands in your niche like Thrasher and Supreme for skaters. Now also exploring hashtags like hashtag skate fashion or hashtag streetwear on social media, and just scrolling through skate specific subreddits. Now once you've done your research, it's time to actually create the design. And if hiring a designer isn't just in the cards for you and you're not a pro yourself, just don't worry about it, because there are tons of user-friendly tools and even free ones to help you create stunning designs super fast. You might have even heard of a couple of these tools, and I'll name them right now, like Canva, Designs AI, or Adobe Express. So let's, for example, take Adobe Express. You can browse through templates, pick one you like, and customize it to fit your style. For instance, I just start by tweaking the background color, updating the text, and adding a logo, and boom, you're done. Okay, now for the tricky part here. Ask yourself honestly, would you actually wear this? If you're not too sure, show it to your friends who will give you honest or even brutal feedback. If no one is very much impressed, maybe try creating another one. And just one more thing, don't overdo it with your brand colors. Even if yellow, let's say, is your signature color, don't let it dominate every single design. I really suggest keeping it balanced for a more versatile look. Alright, since your business is now taking shape, you must decide how you want to bring your designs to life. And I'm talking here about manufacturing the actual product. Now, you'll likely start with blank clothing like plain white t-shirts rather than actually sewing your own pieces from scratch. So here are 3 common ways to manufacture your clothes. Now, first comes the in-house manufacturing. Now, this method means that you buy your own equipment like printers, heat presses, and cutting machines, and handle the production yourself at home or wherever your workspace is. Now, the upside of this, you have full control over the process and flexibility to adapt to changing trends or customer needs very quickly. But it requires a huge upfront investment because you'll need to buy the equipment, learn how to use it, and make space for storing, well, everything. Plus, there is a risk of mistakes while you're still learning and equipment repairs or maintenance costs that can pop up very unexpectedly. That's why this method is better suited for those with some experience rather than total beginners. Now, the other one is print on demand, which is a beginner-friendly and very low-risk option. Now, how this works is that companies like Printful, Printify, and Applique handle everything for you, like printing, packaging, and shipping, but only when an order is placed. Now, this means that there are no inventory costs and it's super easy and affordable to start. Just upload your design, choose a product, and you're good to go. Now, the downside, you may ask? Well, you have limited control over production. If someone messes up your product, shipping times, or packaging, you won't be there to basically prevent it. Branding can also be restricted, though some services like Printify do offer options such as a custom neck label for an extra fee, of course. And the last method is outsourced manufacturing. Now, this involves partnering with external companies that handle everything from fabric sourcing to final production. Now, you provide designs, materials, and sizes, and they produce the items for you, usually in bulk. This approach offers lower costs per unit compared to print on demand, but you'll need space to store inventory yourself, and there's a risk that it will sell very poorly, leading to some losses. While this method is great for businesses that handle larger orders, I'd say print on demand is the best option for beginners, as it allows you to start with minimal risk and focus on testing designs and building your brand. But I mean, of course, choose what is best for you. Moving on, guys, it's time to start building your website. Now, you might think it's unnecessary, but stats show that 52.3% of American internet users check out brands online before actually making a purchase. So, having a proper business site will boost your brand's image and credibility. And don't stress about it at all, because building a website nowadays can be like a walk in the park, if you use the right tools, that is. For today's example, I'll be using the Hosting Your Website Builder, as it's really beginner friendly and can help you create a website in literally minutes. Just know that to build your site, no matter which tool you choose, you'll need two things: a domain name and a hosting plan. You can grab both by clicking the first link in the description. And to get a free domain for 1 year, go with a plan longer than 12 months. Though I'll talk more about domains later on in the video. Plus, don't forget to use our coupon code WB10 to get a 10% off. Now, the AI builder will pop up right after the purchase, so just enter your brand's name and a short business description, and the AI will generate a ready-to-use website with main pages, visuals, and copy related to your business. Now, from there, you can easily customize it however you like. And also, take a look at this video for a full walkthrough on how to use Hosting or Website Builder. The link will also be down below in the description. Okay, now let's put the technical stuff aside. So, to create a great functional website, you need to know what it should actually include. This way you'll have a clear plan when it's time to start editing it. Here are 6 key elements that I think you should focus on. First is pages. Your website should have a clear structure with essential pages so that the visitors don't get lost and frustrated. Now let's start with your homepage. Now the homepage is like the cover of a book or the front door to your brand. Its main job is to make a strong first impression and showcase your unique selling points. Now keep the layout super clean, use clear call to action buttons, and throw in the best high quality images to grab attention, though try not to overwhelm the design too much. You can browse Website Builder's gallery of free images for some inspiration, or even add a video to the hero section for a more dynamic look. There's honestly tons of stuff you can do here. Okay, now next is your shop or store page, where customers can very easily browse your products and easily add items to their cart. Now make sure to include detailed descriptions, prices, and high quality pictures to give shoppers all the information they need. Now the About Us page is another must-have. This is where you share your brand story and values to create that personal connection with your audience. You'll also need a Contact Us page so customers can easily reach you, and also an FAQs and policy section to address common concerns like shipping, returns, and exchanges, and anything else customers may need. What's great about Hosting your Website Builder is that it often sets these pages up for you automatically. But if you want to add any extra pages like a blog, gallery, or testimonials, which are also great for your site, you can easily add them by choosing a pre-made template or creating it with AI if you don't want to create them from scratch, that is. Now, another thing to consider while working on your site is good copy. Keep things clear, short, and engaging. On your homepage specifically, this is especially important, while you can go into a lot more details and stories on the About page. However, if writing isn't really your strong side, you can use the built-in AI writer to just help you out of it. But let's be honest, these days visuals are what grab people's attention most, so filling your site with high quality images is a must. So just include professional product photos from multiple angles and try to maintain consistent branding across all visuals by using your color palette and design elements. And of course, don't forget to put your logo in the header for everyone to see. Also, don't just shy away from call to action buttons. Make navigation easier and encourage people to explore your products. Use very clear, simple phrases like shop now, explore, or learn more, and lead people to the action. Whether it's buying or reading about your brand, anything, these are important. Now, when it comes to buying, people expect a seamless shopping experience. Now, I know I've been in situations before where I abandoned sites because of confusing checkout pages or just lack of product descriptions. So, to avoid that, add e-commerce features like product sorting options and filters, and make sure your site is optimized for mobile, since many people nowadays shop on their phones. But don't you worry about this, because Hosting your Website Builder websites are automatically optimized for mobile. So there is one less thing to worry about for you. Now, another thing you mustn't forget is creating informative product pages. Provide very detailed product descriptions with all the necessary information like materials, sizes, and prices, and be sure to use high quality pictures as well. Now, here's a little tip for you. If you want to save some time, you can upload up to 10 pictures of your products in bulk, and the AI will create separate products and their descriptions descriptions in just seconds. Then you can just tweak them to your liking. Also, now you only need to edit one product page and changes will automatically be applied to all products, which also saves you a ton of time and effort. But of course, the most important e-commerce thing in your online store is shipping and payment methods. You really need to choose how you'll process payments and offer shipping options that work for your business and your customers. And with Hosting Your Website Builder, you can easily select your preferred payment method by connecting to your payment services account in the store management area. And just by the way, you get to keep 100% of your profits. Yep, if you create an online store with Hosting Your Website Builder, you don't need to pay any transaction or commission fees to Hostinger for sales made through your website. As for shipping, you can create unlimited shipping zones and up to 25 shipping options per zone. Now, the default zone is your store's country, but you can add other countries, new shipping options, and some conditions like a minimum order price. And the last crucial element to take into account when creating a website is search engine optimization. If you want to rank higher on search engines and make your site more visible, you must use relevant keywords very naturally throughout your site, in product descriptions, titles, meta tags, and headers, of course. Start by using tools like Website Builder's AI SEO Assistant. Based on the page description, it generates SEO titles, meta descriptions, and the main keywords for each page, which can save you tons of time and effort. You could also consider writing blog posts about topics related to your niche, which can also help attract more traffic. So make sure to pay close attention to all these elements while editing your website. But above all, always think about the user experience, ensuring that the site is very clear and easy to navigate. But just before we proceed, there's one more essential thing you absolutely need for your website, and that's a domain name, which I've mentioned just briefly before in this video. Now, it's the address people use to find your website on the internet. When choosing your domain name, go for something clear, short, and relevant to your brand. I mean, ideally, it could just be your brand's name, but if that's taken, find something similar that obviously still makes sense. And here's a pro tip. Consider using a .store domain extension. A domain extension is the part that comes after the last dot, like .com or .net. Now, why, you may be asking? Well, because we're simple creatures and a .store extension instantly signals to visitors that your store is an e-commerce business where they can shop. In fact, studies show that online stores using a .store domain attract 87% more traffic. I mean, that's like pretty crazy. So sticking to a .store is a smart move. And you can easily register your domain name by clicking on the Connect Domain button. Just type it in and follow the registration process. Okay, enough about the website. Although having one is necessary, let's not forget other effective ways to promote your business. Now, despite having a well-crafted website, most brands also try to build a strong online presence on platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Lucky for you, clothing is one of the easiest things to showcase on social media. I mean, way more exciting than, let's say, cutting boards, though I think anything can look fun and aesthetic with the right content. With that being said, visuals are everything here. So if you can hire a professional photographer to create standout product photos, styling ideas, and behind-the-scenes content, that would be great. Of course, you can stay on a budget and still snap great photos with just your phone and take pictures outdoors instead of in a studio. You can also use your phone to make reels, which are booming right now. Obviously, you know that, but one of the key things about social media is connecting with your audience and building a sense of community. So respond to comments and DMs and create polls, quizzes, or Q&A sessions in your stories to keep your audience engaged. And then there's the influencer marketing, obviously. Don't dream big of getting huge celebrities like Gigi Hadid wearing your clothes, but start with micro-influencers in your niche and just collaborate with them to showcase your product. And finally, you may experiment with paid ads on Instagram or Facebook to reach your ideal audience. This can be an effective way to build momentum and increase your brand's visibility. And there's also email marketing, which is a great way to reach potential customers with minimal cost. I mean, take a look at this video where I share some tips on crafting the perfect email marketing campaign. While it's focused on Black Friday, these tips are really universal and can be easily applied to other occasions as well. And guys, my overall tip for social media or email marketing is to stay consistent with your branding and always keep your target audience in mind. It can be really tempting to chase trends and create viral content, but always ask yourself if it truly represents your brand best. Alright, so overall, I know that starting a brand can be super scary and challenging, but it's also really rewarding. Yes, you may make some mistakes here and there along the way, but just keep going, please, and I'm sure you'll make it. Now, if you want to take your business even a little step further, consider getting a custom email, which will boost your credibility and make you look more professional overall. Watch this video to learn how to create one, and also consider subscribing to get even more useful tips and tricks on building your online presence. Now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.